of you. I hope all of you are doing fine. Now, in this live broadcast, you are going to learn about microscope, computer, and satellite. So, we will be discussing these things in detail. Particularly, we will be focusing on uh, their functionality, that how each one work. So we will be starting in a while, but now let me know that those who are live, they can confirm me that my voice is audible and the screen is visible, so that we continue without any distraction. So far I see 2 viewers, so welcome, but please be active, if not proactive. Participate actively so that you own things, because when you do or practice something, so that becomes the part of yours, the part of your personalities. Meanwhile, also engage your fellows to this live session, because we are going to discuss microscope, computer, and satellite. I have taken these topics from the both syllabi, CSS and PMS, and also share this live session to WhatsApp group. Okay, so let's start. So that is first. Let's talk about that is microscope. So as you know, it is a lab instrument. A lab instrument or device. So you define things like this. That used to, please write it in the comment box besides me. Uh, that is that used to observe small objects. Observe small. I'll be writing, precisely, because things are great while time is short. So you must understand the reality. Observe small objects by magnifying them into a scale which is convenient to human eye, right? ऐसी स्केल को ये मैग्नीफाई करते हैं माइक्रोस्कोप, जो ह्यूमन आई के लिए कन्वीनियंट हो, फीजिबल हो, पॉसिबल हो, आसानी से अंडरस्टैंडेबल हो, इंटेलिजिबल हो. So we say, in other words, that it allows the observer an exceedingly close view of minute structure for examination analysis. ठीक है, मतलब स्मॉल जो ऐसी चीजें जो हम अपनी आंखों से नहीं देख पाते, the help of microscope, we can see very small structures, creatures to examine and analyze. All right. Now, what are types? Types. Types on the basis of interaction with sample to produce image. अब ये types जो है ना ये on the basis of interaction with sample. ठीक हो गया. भाग जाते हैं किस तरह के लोग हैं. हो गया. To produce image or picture or view. Number one, there is optical. Optical mean light. Came from optics. Or you can also say light or photons. It has one or more lenses. Enlarge image of sample placed in focal point. इसकी जो मैग्नीफाइंग रेंज है ये ऑप्टिकल वाले की ये तकरीबन 0.250 माइक्रोमीटर से लेकर 250 नैनोमीटर तक ये मैग्नीफाई कर सकते हैं स्मॉल थिंग्स को. नेक्स्ट वी हैव इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोप. इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोप. So it is further classified into two, like transmission electron microscope and scanning electron microscope, TEMS and SEMS. Transmission electron microscope and scanning electron microscope. And number third, that is scanning probe microscope, right? It is based on different types of interaction that occur when a small fruit is scanned over and interacts with a specimen, with sample. Number four, that is scanning acoustic microscope. It utilizes sound wave. Acoustic mean sound. So it uses sound waves similar to, as we know, the instrument like sonar, because sonar and instrument are device which also use sound waves. All right, in principle. So the function of scanning acoustic microscope is just like sonar function, and it uses to detect defects in the subsurfaces of materials, like in medical field. Now, how it works. How it works. We are going to discuss the function of microscope. So we'll be discussing about first simple microscope. So a simple microscope manipulates how light enters the eye using convex lenses. अब ये तो जाहिर है जो माइक्रोस्कोप है, ठीक है, और इसी तरह जो दूसरे डिवाइसेस हैं जो मैग्नीफाइंग पर्पस के लिए यूज होते हैं उसमें कन्वेक्स लेंसेज यूज होते हैं where both sides of the lens are curved outwards. Its edges are thinner, but in the middle or center it is thick. When light reflects off an object being viewed under the examination and passes through the lenses, it bends towards the eye. This makes the object look bigger and actually it is. ठीक हो गया, आगे चलते हैं. So if we talk about structural components, so structural components, we have head or body. So it houses optical parts, light parts in the upper body. So we can look at these optical parts in head or body, and next we have a base. So it is a kind of supporter, and it also houses the illuminator. Illuminator, a body or a place from which light originate. Next we have arm. So it connect to the base and support the head. Okay. Besides, it is used to carry the microscope. So these were the some of the concepts we have discussed about the microscope. Now we are going to demystify the another important topic, that is computer. Computers. So computer, again, it is a well-known, famous, and as you use it on daily basis. So it is an electronic machine. An electronic machine for what purpose? Is for processing, storing, and displaying information, right? Displaying information. After carrying out sequence of logical operation automatically, जब ये logical operation कर जाए, sequence of logical operation, तो उसके बाद जो है पासिंग होती है storing और displaying information of a desired function. Historically, we say that computer once meant a person who did computation. So computer computation, calculation, and the first of its stereotype, original. It is called let me write it. That is ENIAC. Yeah, it is an acronym for or abbreviated form of electronic numerical integrator and computer, and it was developed during Second World War. So it was a kind of first computer, but it was not so sophisticated as today we have. Its functional parts are processor, and I hope you know it. So it executes instruction from software in hardware. Another important part, that is memory. It can be a temporary or permanent, and it is first storage for data traveling between the storage and CPU. Storage and CPU, central processing unit. Next, we have motherboard. So its name suggests connects all components of the system. I mean computer. We have also a storage device. So it can be हार्ड ड्राइव जिसको हम हार्ड डिस्क भी कहते हैं, और सेकेंडरी स्टोरेज जिसको हम कहते हैं, फर्स्ट वाली क्या है, ये वाला मेमोरी, इट इज प्राइमरी, इसको हम प्राइमरी कहते हैं, इसको हम सेकेंडरी कहते हैं. We have input devices such as mice, keyboards, joystick, and so on. Similarly, we have output devices, and it includes printer, scanners, monitor, screens, etc. But more sophisticated form of it, both one device, but it act both could be input or output device, that is called touch screen. So it acts both. It can be input or output, as I am doing now because of the touch screen. So it also produce, and I'm also giving it instruction like I'm writing. All right, now coming to types. Generally, it can be a desktop, laptop, notebook, netbook, hybrid. Like I have, it can be a hybrid. A device can function more than one tablet, smartphone, but on the basis of speed and power, it is mainly classified into 4 5 categories, like we have PC, personal computer, and it can be, workstation. So workstation comparatively more powerful. It has more powerful microprocessor as compared to PC, right? And it is another one that is a mini computer. So mini computer, it is a multi-user system. It has more powerful parts as compared to the former workstation. And similarly, we have mainframe computer. So again, its name suggests multi-user, but its software technology different from the above many computer. And then the last one we have super supercomputer. So again, its very name suggests supercomputer, extremely fast because of the sophisticated technology. So these were the types on the basis of speed and power of computer. Now we are going to begin another topic, and that is satellite. So let us define now satellite. If we talk generally, so generally an object, an object in space that orbits around a bigger objects or celestial body. Technically, we can say that an object in space that orbit a celestial body in a curved path. ठीक हो गया. So mainly it was started after 1950s or after World War II, and the first one who initiated this process, it was Russia. It was Russia, and its name is Sputnik. Sputnik 1, and then sorry, it is 1 and 2. So the first satellite named Sputnik 1, it was launched on 4 October 1957, followed by Sputnik 2, and then around January 1958, USA started its own from the first satellite, that was Explorer 1, and after that the race started. So satellite can be natural or artificial, which is man-made. For example, if we talk about natural satellite, So Earth has its moon, that is Luna, and it is a natural satellite because moon orbits the Earth in a curved path. Similar the case with artificial. So any device which revolve around any celestial body in a curved path, so that is called satellite, but it is man-made. Earth is also a kind of satellite because it revolves around the sun in a curved path, so it is also a natural satellite. हो गया? Okay. Now let us talk about parts of this satellite. Parts of satellite. So number first, satellite but workable, which work are viable, feasible, possible, realistic. So number first, that is, power station of its own. So it can be powered by solar or nuclear. Number second, an antenna, double N. Antenna, its purpose is to transmit and receive information, right? Number third, a payload. A payload, and it is to collect information such as camera or particle detector. Particle detector or camera, making images or pictures. All right. Now we are going to discuss that how satellite works. So it is the function of satellite. So when it took into the desired altitude, then pushed up at the right velocity to begin and maintain its orbit in a proper altitude, right? So for the communication to work it properly in a proper on a proper altitude, it has three main component. Three main component. One is uplink. Number second, that is transponder, satellite transponder. Number third, that is downlink. Now let us discuss one by one. So uplink, it is a kind of earth station, right, transmit the desired signal. A kind of earth station to transmit the desired signal. So it is located on the earth surface. Transponder, it amplifies, mean increases. It amplifies the incoming signal and changes the frequency denoted by this new symbol, that is frequency, right? Okay, and the last one, that is downlink. So it is a kind of receiver. It acts as receiver, and it is used to signal back to the earth surface, signal back to the earth surface to receive information after order by transponder here. हो गया? Okay. Now, if we talk about types of satellites, so there are many discussions about it. Okay, so we will be coming shortly. I can tell you briefly that if we talk about types of satellite orbits, it can be by inclination or by altitude. Okay, so by inclination it can be equatorial, incline in polar orbit. अब ये नाम से जाहिर है, मतलब सैटेलाइट इक्वेटोरियल एरिया किस पोजीशन पे है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू अर्थ, ठीक है, इंक्लाइन है कौन सी डिग्री पे है या पोलर रीजन पे है, तो नाम से ये चीज़ें जाहिर होती हैं. And if we talk about altitude, so it can be low earth altitude. It is can be written as LEO, low orbit altitude, or it can be MEO, medium earth altitude, and it can be GEO, geostationary earth orbit, and it is the main area or region where most satellites work. Okay, so this low earth orbit and the satellite located here take around 120 minutes to orbit around the earth. Similarly, medium earth orbit, it takes 6 hours, and similarly geostationary earth orbit take around 64 hours or a day. Day and night, because its inclination is parallel to equator. So the rotation of Earth is similar as to the satellites found in the geostationary Earth orbit. All right. Now coming to types of artificial satellite, types of artificial satellites. So it can be navigational and navigation satellites determine geographic location of any object like ship, aircraft, plane, car, anywhere, whether it is sea or land. It is also this kind of satellite also meaningful for military military purposes, or it is also vital for weapons targeting. Uh, for instance, it has many example like we have GPS, GPS developed by USA. Similarly, we have GNSS, that is not GNS, but it is, let me remove it. Another one that is GL Glowance, that is made by Russia. Similarly, we have another one that is Galileo, developed by European Union, and another one that is BDS, developed by China. Similarly, we have IRNS, developed by India, and another one that is OZSS by Japan. These were the example of navigational satellites. Besides this, we have another type that is weather satellites. So weather satellite is, to monitor climate of the earth, daily condition like temperature, pressure, precipitation, rainfall, okay, or any other kind of, such as natural calamities, for example, storms, cyclones, tornadoes, hurricanes, and so on. Similarly, we have another that is communication per satellites used for communication. So that is to transmit signals for over long distances, like it is used in TV, mobile, computer, radio, and so forth. So these were the topics we have discussed in today's live broadcast. I hope you get the concept about microscope, computer, and satellites. And I hope you will be reading about it later on. Now, if you have any question regarding these topics or something else, so write in the comment box. मसला यह है कि बंदा बेसी लेके आ जाता है आपको, आप आते हो और भाग जाते हो, अजीब कंडीशन होती है। मियाँ गोश्त से बातें कर रही हूँ। ओके।